Now we have produce all over the place. We have beet greens that I'm doing today. And for that recipe, you're going to need cloves, cinnamon sticks, vinegar, water, sugar. That's it. This is my own personal recipe. I created it and I liked it. Plain and simple. So I use that brine for beet greens and pickled beets. You can also use that for pickled eggs too. Now we went through and cut up our beet greens into pieces about that size. So that way we didn't have to bore you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. You can either tear them or cut them with scissors. We cut them with scissors. Go ahead and get our big pot. I need to find my other leg. Yep, the old trusty pot again. I love this thing. Comes in handy. May as well raise my GoPro up a little bit so you can see. And I'm going to try to find that light because the lighting over here is really poor. Great way to start the day. I just broke my favorite lamp. And I can't replace it. Maybe today's not a good day to be canning. Who the hell am I kidding? We're gonna can anyways. Notice the base of my lamp. It was the same pattern here as it was on top. Alright, well, I definitely have to get a light fixture and brand new matching lamps for my bedroom. So they'll probably be outdoors related. I know, like you care. I'm gonna go ahead, add our beet greens in here. Like I said, we washed these last night. And all you're gonna do is add water to these. I have that red coloration that the beets naturally let off, because I'm not into, oh, let's add red dye to this. No. Yeah, there's a nasty leaf. You don't want that. It's gross. Hopefully you could see that and you weren't blinded by the light. Because I have basically 10 gallons of beet greens, not only do I have to do them separately, but I'm going to strain the greens out of this pan that I just showed you with, there's my tool, this tool, so that way I don't lose any of the natural beet juice in the dye. I'm going to show you why I do it that way as we go along. Ahead, push these down. See, the color of the water starting to change a little bit. So you want to keep doing that. Push them down, stir them. Just stirring these. See the red coloration starting to take place. So I'm just straining these so I can get my other batch in. I mean, I'm not going to get all of it, but it happens. Nothing's perfect. That's for damn sure. Especially when you break your fucking lamp today. That irritated me. So, I'm looking for outdoors lamps now. I'm going to put these in there carefully since there's hot water in there already. At least until there's enough in there that I'm not going to get splashed by dumping them in. I don't want that to occur. There we go. We should be good now. A lot of beet greens. My son don't like them, but got a few other people that enjoy them. I'll probably put too many in there. I might have to add a little bit more water. But now that these are wilted down, I'm going to take these out. And you could use a small strainer, one with the wooden handles, to make this process a lot easier. I don't have one, so this is the way I do it. I try to get as much as I can on that spoon, because if not, it's going to take me a while to do it. Joe, I hope you're paying attention, because this is how I make the beet greens that you enjoy. Looks like we're gonna have a decent amount in here. And of course I have to do DJ's because he don't like red beets. He likes the golden harvest beets, so I am doing those separately. Since these red beet greens taste like the beet itself. Just because somebody don't like something doesn't mean that they have to go out without. And I always go out of my way to make things people enjoy, even if someone else don't care for it. Now I have a bucket over here on the chair with a strainer to finish getting this out of here, because obviously I'm not going to be able to get all of it out of here. And so I don't burn myself, because this bucket over here is basically full now. I'm going to use my big measuring cup like I did before and dump it right in the pot. Now, because the golden beets have a different flavor than your red beets, I have to do them separately. But the one for the red beets, the way I do it, oh, there's a piece of my hair in there. Not good, not good. At least I caught it. Tastes a little bit different than red beets. It's not as potent, it's more sweet. Now, and if you ever get a piece of hair in your canning jar when you open it, that's how you know it's homemade. My hair's down to my butt, so it's gonna happen, unfortunately. So, sorry about that. I need to get an actual light fixture for this stove. I don't like it. I'm adding 2 cinnamon sticks. I'm going to turn this burner on to medium. Move these over our greens so my bucket don't melt, obviously. You're gonna let those cinnamon sticks sit in there for about 5 minutes. If you don't like a strong cinnamon taste to it, you're gonna leave them in there for about 2 minutes. Go ahead and grab my vinegar. Now we added quite a bit of beet juice to this. I'm calling it beet juice. So you're going to want quite a bit of vinegar. So I use my liquid measuring cup. 2, 4. I got 5 cups of vinegar in this. And keep in mind, I go by smell. So if it makes my mouth water the way it's doing it now, I know I have the right ratio. Yeah, that smells good. Nothing like mouth-watering vinegar and beet juice. Alright, now I'm going to turn around, grab my sugar bucket, which, fortunately, as much as I don't like to, I have to go to Walmart and stock up on sugar. I don't have very much sugar left. I went through all that sugar, this whole bucket, when I was making pickles last week. Watermelon raspberry jelly, all that. I use about 1/2 cup of sugar because I don't want it too sweet, but I want it sweet enough. Alright, so we're going to let this sit here and steep. I'm going to get my canning jars and the dishwasher, and since I found a piece of hair, which I'm not too keen about, we got pebbles going on now. At least that's what DJ calls it. I'm gonna get my canning jars in my dishwasher, sanitize those since it has a sanitizing cycle. Oh, we found these jars at the thrift store. I'm gonna load these up. I'll show you this box. I absolutely love this box. I'm gonna space my canning jars because when the piece in the dishwasher spins, it's gonna move your jars a little bit. So you want to space them out a little. I'll show you how far I space them. There is no exact measurement. That's about how far I space them. See, they can move a little bit. I'm better safe than sorry. Check out that box. If you know how to preserve boxes, because I'd love to put this on display in my office, please get a hold of me and let me know. Absolutely love it. I personally have not seen a box like that, but I'm 41 too. So it may not be for my age generation. Well, I know it's not for my age generation, damn. Oh, there's some wide mouths in here. I try to stick with all the same size. So I got my wides here. I don't want to have to be fighting looking for large lids and large rings. Ooh, that one clinked together. Space it out a little bit more. I did forget to mention, however, which some people should know. You hear that noise? That's the sugar on the bottom. And the bubbles are trying to come up through it, and they're not able to. Well, there we are. Let's take a look at our cinnamon stick. Oh my goodness. It smells so good. I'm going to drop that on the counter for now. Try to find my other one. Where the hell is it? Well, instead of boring you while I play Let's Hunt for the Cinnamon Stick, I shall return. Pressure canner out. They say to pressure can your greens, any type of greens, for a half an hour. If your rubber seal on your pressure canner is not cooperating with you, you can either A, buy a new one, which I do have to do, or you have vegetable oil. All I do is put a little bit on my finger and go around the seal. And it slides on a lot easier than you having to fight it. You can also use a paintbrush. Paintbrush will work great instead of using your finger. And you're going to go all the way around this seal. So it's just a little helpful trick. Oops, sorry. Just blinded you with the reflection. Little trick to help you out. You're gonna want, it says 2 inches of water when you're pressure canning. I use 3 to 4 depending on how long I have to pressure can something. So my chicken noodle, or as I call it, chicken noodle-less. Trying to blind that. There we go. Block that shine. No, my chicken noodle-less, as I call it, because I don't add the noodles into my chicken soup. When I can it, I do 4 inches of water once my canning jars are in there. So heat up some water, so that way when your canner's already hot, you have an estimate. You can do it the other way, which I agree, I disagree, you know, I have mixed emotions about it. You can automatically add 4 inches of water into your pressure canner. So since this has to go for 30 minutes, I'm going to add 3 inches of water to it instead of 2 inches. Just going to add that water. There we are. Now I have went and water bath greens. I have not had an issue, knock on wood, with water bathing greens for 15 minutes. Oh, I'm going to get ready to get our canning jars out of the dishwasher. Fill up these jars with the brine that we made and the beet greens. Alright, I'm going to pull these out. Yes, they are hot. I don't like how this one didn't come as clean as I wanted it to. This is why you should wash these before you put them in the dishwasher. Because I think that's just stupid. Wash your dishes before you put them in the dishwasher to be washed. Like, come on. There's a reason why I have a dishwasher besides for sanitizing jars. Oh, isn't that one cool? So I don't have to wash jars. or dishes. I think it's just ridiculous. I mean, that's just me. Don't mind my green tea bottle over here. It goes everywhere I go. That's all I drink. So you can either do this with the holy spoon that we were using earlier, but you're gonna make a mess, as you can see. So I'll show you what I prefer to use. We're gonna move our remaining beet brine part of it, and I'm gonna get my tongs. Love these damn things. It's a lot easier using a set of tongs than anything else. Just push them down in there. And drain, let that liquid drain in that pot for a little bit. Now I've saved some remaining brine so I can pickle beets this way too. I may not need it. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to. But I'd rather have it just in case I do need it than not having enough. That was a little warm. I felt that shit. The only bummer about tongs is if they're new, that piece on the end has a tendency to lock up on you. I'll show you what piece I'm referring to. This piece right here. I don't need them locked up. So keep an eye on that. I'm going to finish loading my jars. These jars need to have 1 inch of head space after you... Holy shit. That didn't want to come out. 1 inch of head space before going in the pressure canner. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, since we are getting low on greens in our big pot, I'm going to take this over here, strain it. My strainer fell into the bucket that I had already fully strained, trying to get the rest of the beets out of the canning pot. So I went to my other strainer, which has not failed me yet. Now I'm going to try to re-strain this. Ah, this bucket's fucking hot. I can't believe I did that. I'm going to wait for this to fully drain through, so the liquid's out of the strainer so I don't burn myself. Alright. Grab my holy spoon, because we still have beet greens in here. Alright. Before I even bother trying to empty this darn pot out again, I may as well take my greens out of here, put them in the jar, my remaining greens. Mainly the stems, a couple leaves here and there. When you're fishing to get more, I call it fishing. Stems or whatever the case may be. Stems, leaves, any of that. Hold on to your strainer handle when you're doing it, so it don't fall back into the bucket or whatever you use to strain into. Yes, I'm having a day if you can't tell. Let's see. Get them in this pot. Try to get as many of these as we can. I don't like wasting anything. I try really hard not to. Grab your trusty ladle. I like this one because it don't cup the wrong way. So you can't have splashback, as I call it, and get burnt. We're going to ladle this brine that we made into these jars. By this point, your canning lid, see that, how it splashed up? I'm very impatient today. Which results into not a good combination. Your canning lid should be on your stove, heating up by now, which I have to do still. I put our canning kettle on low, so that way the water could stay warm. I'm going to stop doing this and find a pan. Or another way you can do it is hot water in the microwave. I've always done it that way too. You want to put a bowl of water in the microwave for about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on how well your microwave works. I put mine on for 3 minutes. And just set your lids in that hot water. Because remember, you don't want your lids to boil anyways. That one's a little too full. I have to empty that one. Remember, 1 inch head space. You can also, when you cook your beets, which I blanch mine and then I throw them right into the canning jars, you can use the beet liquid from beets to make your brine. It does not necessarily have to be the leaves themselves. I would like to make more pickled beets this year, which I will probably go to the farmer's market for. Never hurts. Make sure you know what your produce, your farmer's markets, your produce stands, all that use on their plants. Because me personally, I use no chemicals. I don't want that in my food for my family. I'm going to go ahead, finish these up, and since I'm rambling on, put my lids in the water and let them set for a couple minutes, and then proceed to the pressure canner. By the looks of it, I am going to pull out my water bath canner because I have quite a few jars, and all these jars are going to fit into my pressure canner. So since I have to do that, I may as well pull out my beets and get those done. I'm only doing those in pint jars. My son will come home from work, or he gets to craving Mom's pickled beets, and he'll just open a jar and sit there and eat them. So I definitely have to do more of those this year. So, there's those. Those are done. Thank goodness. Ooh. Ah! Don't do that. Alright, get your rag with vinegar and clean the tops of your jars. That is the next step to this. Alright, so we got our beet greens in the boiling water bath. Sorry I blinded you again with that light. We'll put our lid on it. Our beets and beet greens are going to go in the other canning kettle. So we have a boiling water bath canner. And if I can do it, there we go. We have the, oh shit. I am stuck on dumbass today, I'm telling you. Our pressure canner as well. Oh my goodness, I think I need a nap. So, yep, we got these two going. Of course, it's on. And I touched the lid because the water in there is getting heated up. Stay tuned for more bloopers when canning. You gotta love them bloopers when you're canning. Don't worry, I'm not gonna edit them out. There's no fun in that. It's not reality. And we went through last night, peeled our beets. So all we have to do, basically stick them in the jars. Go through. And put them in there. Now, the rest of the beets and beet greens are going to be done the same way as I did them just now. So instead of taking you through and showing you the two processes that are the same, I'm only going to do this once. You're going to fill up your jars, push them down a little bit. Okay. You're going to take, this is where your whole cloves come into play. Oh, holy crap. Okay. I put 2 to 3 whole cloves in each jar. Tell you what, it's the best pickled beet recipe I've ever done. Oops, there's 4 in that one. Oh well. A little extra pizzazz. So we got a gallon of beets from the garden. There we go. These ones I'm just going to throw right into the pressure canner. That one I should cut in half. The hell with it. Not cutting it in half. Push that one down in there a little bit. That one don't want to fit in there right, so we'll skip that one for now. And I thought we were only going to have enough for 6 jars, so I didn't sanitize any more jars. That's okay. I'd rather have to sanitize more jars than not be able to can. That one's a little too full, so we're going to dump a little bit of that brine out. Remember, we got to wash our lids anyway, or the rim of our jars. We're going to add the same brine that we use for our beet greens and with our beets. I always do small jars with these. These beets I do pressure can. for, I'm thinking, for an hour and 15 minutes. I do pressure can these for an hour and 15 minutes. Of course, if you're going to do quarts, it's an hour and a half. We already have our jars over here, our lids over here in the hot water. That is what is right down below you. We're going to put those suckers on. Yes, they are warm. Quite warm, actually. I went through, wiped down the tops of the jars and the portion that the ring screws to. And all we're doing is putting these babies together, and we're going to pop them in the pressure canner. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel. Pickled beets are one of my favorites. I don't have very many favorites. I grew up on canning or canned goods, so I'm used to it. But everybody's got their favorites. My favorite's pickled eggs with the beet brine and the beets that we just did. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we're going to open this lid away from us. Slowly lower these so that water's getting nice and hot. Turn that light off so I don't blind you. Actually, I might not need it. It's a little bit brighter outside now, thank gosh. I am not able to find my pressure gauge. It's somewhere in my canning closet. This canning kettle, this specific canning kettle comes with pressure weights and not a pressure gauge. So I'm just gonna let it roll. I've already had jars sealing as I put them in, so I'm hoping for the best. If not, I'll just have to reprocess them. Go ahead and turn our heat up to an 8 until we start boiling, and then I will reduce it down to 6. So I went ahead, turned off my pressure canner. You're going to wait at least 10 minutes till the pressure subsides. This piece here will go down, and you want the steam to stop coming out of the top here. If there is any type of resistance when you go to take this lid off, don't touch it. That's how canning accidents occur.